Welcome to a new stream. Yeah, this is basically what I'm trying to get back to and start logging what I'm doing here in this channel. This is mainly based on my recent blog post on the approach that I'm using AI to help me build, learn, and practice the skills I like. So my idea here is to start learning project based, but projects are not something I'm going to find like before online. It's the ideas I have or things specifically that I need to learn, and then I ask AI to generate a special kind of tutorial, the type I like, I learn from. And then yeah, the idea is basically to follow it. I am aiming to have a pace of one specific project for a week, and see how far it gets, and after a week I reevaluate if I want to continue on that project or I just want to switch and I've learned enough. I have been practicing Zig for a while now, but in the past months or so, 2 months I believe, I was quite busy. I didn't get back to this at all, and I feel a little bit rusty about the things I learned as well. But basically, I have a roadmap for myself to get deeper in this stuff, and yeah, uh, let's see how it goes. This is the first stream. Probably a lot of things will be it have some issues, but I don't care at the moment about it. I'm going to improve it gradually. The first project is this process explorer. I'm not going to detail out how I'm going to this projects myself, what would be the approach. I'm going to show it, but I think I detailed it enough in the blog post if someone is interested. And these tutorials I'm not going to publish. There is enough AI stuff out there. This is what probably, hopefully, is going to work for me. But it's easy to generate for anybody else who is interested as well. Cool. Yeah, the first project is this process explorer. The idea is to basically, yeah, covered here, list all processes with PID, name, state, CPU percent, and memory. Display process parent-child relationship as a tree. This one is the kind of challenge I've never done before. Continuously update the display like top, that's fine, and then filter processes by name, show detailed info, and stuff like that. And the skills covered is Linux process model, proc fs interface, and then process states, CPU time accounting, memory usage, process scheduling. And for Zig specifically, because I intend to relearn whatever I've done before in this channel. So basically reinforce the idea. Here the standard library std.fs, fmt, and mem, of course, and then the file IO, which is going to be a bit of a challenge, I think. Last time I did it was on Zig 15, and there was some changes on this one for Zig 16. Memory allocators, which is a really important thing for me to learn, but I think there is another project down the road, project memory mapper, which I'm going to get back to. Error handling, string parsing, and data structures. Prerequisites, basic programming experience, I hope I have it. And then access to Linux system, which I'm on. It's right now Zig 15 plus installed, and familiarity with command line. Zig knowledge is not required. Hardware requirement doesn't matter. Duration, it says 2 to 3 weeks. My aim is to finish it in 1 week. And then the key concepts, which is kind of interesting. The slash proc file system. Slash proc is a pseudo file system, files that don't exist on disk but are generated by the kernel on demand. This was interesting for me. Yeah, just due to this abstraction of file system and how you traverse it in Linux, I was under the impression that everything here is actually stored on the disk, but apparently not. And the idea is anything numeric here is a process. Basically, these numbers are process IDs, and the rest is whatever hardware detail or system detail that kernel wants to share. And then each process directory contains files that expose process state, status, symline, fd maps. Let's pick one of these, for example, 117. And then what do we have here? We should have stat, yeah, stat. We have a status. We have is it also readable? Yes. This is actually one of the challenges. I think is the second part of this tutorial, parsing slash proc stat. Yeah, it's a space separated, then this name is inside parentheses. What else? CMD line, we can also see this CMD line for this command, which is what is it? It is empty. Okay, interesting. Probably something triggered by the system itself. Exa symlink, and then fd directory of open file of descriptors. Okay, these are the details I am not aware of how they work. And then Linux processes exist is one of in one of several states: running, sleeping, disk sleep, zombie, stopped, idle. I think I know a few of them, but not necessarily saw all of them. And it says understanding these states is essential for debugging performance issues. CPU calculation, the kernel tracks time in GFEs. Actually, let me highlight this one. I need to check it out. Yeah. Highlight, please. Yeah. And then what it says to calculate CPU usage percentage. I think I am going to get back to this down the road if it's not covered in the tutorial itself. Memory metrics, here private. RSS is usually the most important metric for understanding memory usage, which is resident set size. I don't know what that is either. Okay, learning objectives. By the end of this project, you'll be able to navigate and parse slash proc, understand Linux process lifecycle and assets, calculate CPU and memory usage from kernel statistics, handle errors gracefully in systems programming, use the allocators effectively, parse structured text data, format output for human consumption, build efficient data structure for process tracking. Interesting. This is a lot already. Decision points, how often to sample. This part I think is the challenges of this project. The whole idea is simple, right? There are some files in the file system. You need to open them and try to parse it. But there are some nice challenges, like for example, processes are going to disappear after you found them, right? How one can handle these kind of scenarios are interesting. And also, as I mentioned, earlier how you're going to represent them. This is not something I've done before in CLI. Common pitfalls, process can disappear, yeah, what it said, and then slash proc format is dense, yeah, also mentioned integer overflow when calculating time deltas. This one I've experienced when I was doing compiling Zig for Arduino, and then not handling zombie processes, assuming proc is always available. This one was something new. Apparently, proc is not automatically mounted in every Linux machine by default. There are some caveats, so this one we should take into account. And then there are some, yeah, there are some more details, resources to refer to. For this session, to be honest, I just wanted to start the habit of the streaming. So this one I've not prepared myself to spend a lot of time here just to show around what I'm aiming for. But the idea for this 1 week would be I won't stream everything I'm going to do here. I just want to keep a log for myself. So at least once a day for 1-2 hours, I'm going to stream something and maybe cover something that I've done offline and then have some progress. But the whole idea is that I'm going to have some progress offline, and the code will always be shared. So I'm not going to oblige myself to stream everything like the previous projects I was doing, and then I'm not going to consistently stay on one topic. So anything that is going to interest me, I'm going to switch every other week or every week. I'm not sure about that yet, but that's the whole idea. But with that being said, let's dive into the first one, because I think this is where we are going to set up the project. Your first task is simple: list all process IDs by reading the /proc directory. This teaches you the fundamentals of directory traversal in Zig and introduces the /proc file system. What you'll build a command line tool that prints all running process IDs. Simple, but it's your entry point to both Zig and systems programming. Nice. Background: the /proc file systems. In Linux, /proc is a pseudo file system. It doesn't exist on disk. Okay. Actually, let me mark all of it. Highlight. The kernel generates its contents on demand when you read files. Each running process has a directory /proc PID containing files that expose the process. So this one, that's why it was interesting for me. So here I did cat /proc 170 stat, right? And I got some details. According to this statement, it means that this content didn't exist in this file before. So that's why it's a file pseudo file system. As soon as I'm triggering this, basically I'm requesting this information from the kernel. Some system call behind the scene is causing this. I'm not sure how it works in details, but that's my understanding. Otherwise, this file should have been populated, and then that means there is always a gap between time that is generated and the actual current state of the process. That's how it makes sense in my mind. Try this in your terminal. Yeah, I did it. Directories with numeric names are processes. Other files like CPU info and mem info provide system-wide information. Cool. Each process directory contains these. Yeah, we saw that. We'll explore these files in later phases. For now, we just need to identify which entries in the slash proc are process directories. Decision point number one, how to identify process directories. Looking, yeah, there are, as I said, only numeric ones are processes. So it says check if name is all digits. There are some cons, require string parsing. Makes sense. Try to parse as integer and then probably do a error handling. If it's not integer, it should read an exception. We consider it not being a process, and then C, check if it's a directory and numeric. This is important because then if I'm just checking the files, I think I can have proc, I don't know, 999 888 I cannot type it, 888, and then consider this as a process, but the subdirectories won't exist. I think this is the safer option, but it recommends to use option B. Zigzag error handling makes try parse a natural pattern. You'll see the item throughout the code. Yeah, that's nice. But this one, why is what is the cons? Extra syscall per entry makes it slower. Overkill for this use case. Okay, so we are assuming the proc is not how do you say, yeah, doesn't contain unexpected states, but also probably relying on error handling. If something unexpected happens, we are going to yeah, ignore it and just not let program die. So this is the idea of my tutorial pass. I explicitly asked LLM to not give me the actual code, which is my problem with most of the tutorials. I need to think about the stuff. If I just see it and then type it myself, copy it myself, it doesn't work for me. So I need to go through the whole experience of thinking about the problem, how to solve it. But I learned that I need to have some structures, which usually it's hard to have for me without knowing the actual concept, so I cannot plan for it. The first hint box usually gives me data structure, but I folded it, so I try to open it only when I need it, but usually that's the case. I open the hints. And then there is a reference pattern, which is basically the second level of hint help that I need, right? Yeah, with that being said, let's create a new Zig project. I'm not sure if I should remember it, but let's do this. Cd sorcery projects. How do I want to do it? Yeah, let's do mkdir process explorer, cd process explorer, infinite, init, status, okay. Now div-env is not automatically adding envarc. Yesterday I updated my system after a while, so these things have probably changed. Yeah, yeah. And so there. Okay. Let's open it here as well. Sorcery projects, process explorer. I want to have that mix. Go here. Packages. Oh no. I'm just excited about this first string, making a lot of mistakes. And what is it called? Ebo to generate the git ignore, and then let's try what is going to enable for the by default, and then I decide what I want after. I think for the rest I don't need anything at the moment. And then refresh it. In the meantime, I'm going to also use LLM as my sidekick. I'm using OpenCode, which I'm going to show you in a moment. I have an agent designed to help me in this regard, and I'm running it on, actually, let me see, articles, secure. Yeah, I'm running this in my project where basically it's a VM inside my machine that has access to some specific stuff, but nothing crazy to make it insecure. You can access the project itself over here. Yeah, that's it. Let's see where we are. It's the version. What is it, 15? That's good. I'm still on zig 15. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue like this, but that's something we can update later on. And then zig, actually, Gibo, down zig. Do you have it? Yes. Put it into this ignore. Let's see what else do we have. Dev I have there, I have the star objects. Oh, and then I can also mount this into my VM. And here do process explorer dir to install these dependencies on my VM as well, and then zig init. Was it zig init? I have a minimal, and that's it. Zig init. Nice. They have done anything else. Using it to create a project, name the project executable proc explorer. No, I did process explorer, but name the executable name. How is that done actually? Let's see, build.zig. Oh, okay. I didn't remember there are a lot of documentation for this file, but let's see. Executable. Also, this function looks imperative. It doesn't perform the build directly, and instead it maintains the build graph. The build then executed by an external runner. The function in std build implements a DSL for defining build steps and express dependencies between them, allowing the build runner to parallelize the build automatically. Okay, standard target options, optimization options, modules. It's also possible to define more custom flags to toggle optional features of this build script using, okay, there are some line ending problem making it difficult for me to read. Let's make it a little bit, yeah, this is better. All defined flag targets and optimized will be listed when running execute help. This creates a module which represents a collection of source file alongside some compilation options. Okay, then this is the input, this is the output. Yeah, this is where I can set the name, hopefully. Hello, process explorer. Okay, so proc explore rare. Okay, and then inside src main.zig there are many tests, and then can I do zig build now? Nice. And then inside zig out bin proc explorer exists. For some reason my return key doesn't respond in time. I'm not sure what happened yesterday after yesterday's update, and I'm going to figure it out later. Okay, and zig build run. All your code bases belong to us. Okay, remove this and this and rm src root.zig. Should I remove it? Rm src root.zig, and now zig should fail, right? Cool. Now if I go to here, anything related to root.zig, this module I don't like anymore. Root module. How can it find? Look for root.zig still. That's fine, and I use of undeclared identifier line 61. I remove this section altogether. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And it's still runs. It's nice. Okay. We'll need std.fs. Start with the simple main. Okay, here he's using the std out, right? I mean, it's still part of the. Okay. Yeah, this is Zig 14. This is not Zig 15. Okay. Let's quickly also test the open code setup here. Yeah. And then let's do segmenter. Yeah. And also I want to have what is it called? Skills. Pavement. I want to have it enabled. Okay. How can I print text to std out in Zig 15.2? But actually std out. No, that's not true. Let's double check. Zig lang. Where was it? Documentation. Yeah, you should have checked the document first. No, it's not true. Check. Zig 0.15.2 document. I think I have this skill installed, but the idea here is std.fs file and then std out. Now I can do std out. Okay, out. That right. All. And what was the expected text? Process explorer. Okay, yes, I needed to apply. Beautiful. This is done. Implement task 2. Let's do this one as well. Open the proc directory. So if I remember, it was a multi-state. You needed to first open it and then traverse it. That's why it says that. Let's see, make a standard library. std.fs open directory absolute, I think, is the one. Opens a directory at a given pass. The directory is a system resource that remains open until close is called on the result. Okay. Is there any example usage of it? Source code. It's going to return an open error. So can I do proc dir std as open directory absolute path is proc, and it should be of type open options. Okay, what is the open option? dir open options. Access subpasses. So can I do it like access subpasses through and iterate through, and then patch? I think that was the syntax. Like this. Like this. It's perfectly easier. And then now std debug. Print. Right. Let me actually check what was the response. Right, my bad. 015 changed. I corrected. Debug. cd out buffer 5. Nice. This is better. I didn't flush it, but I don't think that's necessary at the moment. But here for the debug, how can I print an error? Let's see, like this, and then inside here put %s. Does it work? Open dir upload. In the meantime, let's see what it was suggesting here. Open the directory. There's open or current working directory, open there, / proc is an absolute pass. That's I think why this one is better. You only need read access. Okay, I didn't see an option to specifically define that. Handle errors. What if proc doesn't exist? I try to do so. Remember to close the directory when done using differ. Okay, so then could be const proc dir like this, and then differ that close. Okay. Let's first this one. I wasn't sure about compiler or person s not with format syntax. Oh yeah, yeah, that's correct. Like this. Look at what format specifier works for errors. Hint. This. Incompatible types. Oh, because it's returning. Yeah. So what was it? Which do I have it? Maybe check here. Wait, is it? Review process exit. That is one. Okay, this one cannot be const with var. Nice. Oh, my. One thing to consider, catch block calls process exit one which works, but your main already returns error void, so you should use try instead and let the error propagation naturally. Same effect, but more idiomatic. Okay, that's actually interesting. I could just do this because I'm just painting it. I really like this caveman approach. This agentic thingy was quite useful for me, but it was always how do you say, very verbose. Now I think it's more effective for my use case. You know, just enough text to understand what is the problem, and then yeah, no verbosity, no doesn't require too much time to read and stuff like that. So that's that. And I also just noticed that I need to think about my string video structure a little bit more, because yeah, so far my camera view was over some of the text generated by I don't know. Anyways, that's not much important. Let's go to the next phase. But actually check what was happening here. It's only using the iterate, not subdirectories. That's fine. Yeah, successfully opened. I hope I don't need this. But yeah. Read all entries from /proc. So use dir iterate to get an iterator. Each iteration use a dir entry with .name and .kind fields. I vaguely remember how iterate was working, but let's try it. I think it's a while, and then I can do proc dir iterate dot next, and then here put I like this. And do I have access to? Okay, we use a while loop, try iterator next. Okay, it's try. Oh, now I have it. Okay, and it's called entry. Cool, and then entry dot kind and name. Beautiful. Print each directory name to verify you are reading the directory. Okay, I'm not sure if I read it correctly. Print each entry name to verify you are reading the directory. Okay, everything it wants to be printed. S entry dot name. So you could run. Expected fs iterator found const. Don't I need the next? Oh man. It's going to fail anyway. But here it says something else. Iterator. Okay, maybe var iterator. How to proc dir that iterator to get it first, either time, and then iterator next. Nice. And here I can do like this. Beautiful. So I couldn't directly use it unless I put it in explicit var. Yes. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Also, type is printed as any. So, is the format found? Found. Beautiful. Yeah, I like it. Nice. Compiles, runs, iterates proc. Also notice you switch to try clean for process explorer. You want only the numeric PID entries. Right now you get everything. What property of PID directory name distinguishes? Okay. I updated it. Also type. Nice. Implement filter for PIDs. Modify your iteration to only process entries that are PIDs. Numeric directory. Hint. Try. Okay, it's std.fs. Oops, get rid of any version. Etc. Okay, this type of kind. What is inside it? Kind is a kind. Ooh. It's not just directories. Block device, character device, directory, name pipe, symlink. Okay, quite a lot. Nice. And then here I want to fn is PID here. Let's do it like this. Let me see quickly. std.fnt parse int. Let's see what is the output of it. std. So if no, why if you do it like the fnt parse int compilation type. What should I put here? u32 entry.name base 10 catch continue. Entry dot kind not equal to dot directory. Continue also. Does it compile? No. So it's like this. See what it thinks about my filter. Works. Only PID directories now. Using parsing is clever. It validates numeric and parses one call. Though you discard the parsed value, you'll likely want PID number soon. One minor style note. Swapping the check order, check kind first, then parse in, but skip the parse cheaper check first. Nice. This is what I like working with yeah, this is a good point. Then parse input, skip the parse or not directly. Yes. What's next? Or proc comes. I think let's see verification. Actually, let's check what it was doing. Okay, the second check I did is not happening here to be only directory, but that's fine. I think my version is better. YU32 PIDs are unsigned. Beautiful. This is important. Alternative pattern. No. Verification, yes. Okay, this is nice. It says ps-e no header wc-l. But I need to use usr bin ps dash e no headers like this, and wc dash l, and then with wc dash l. What happened? Oh, because I am what's it like this? Like this? No. What happened to my return key? Why it's not on this machine, only the keyboard itself. Okay, I don't know, but it's annoying me. So why I'm writing the extra bash that I can count the number of lines in std.fs. 2 and 1 to def null. Okay. It's 2. It's 4. Okay, let's do it like this even. Okay. Then here. This is really getting annoying. Let me quickly check something. What was it? Key PD monitor. Yes, this one. Oh, it's the keyboard itself. Okay, this is annoying me. I'm going to finish this stream today here. I've done enough. And try to figure out what was wrong with my return key. And then I have some progress maybe after. Thanks for watching anyways, if you watched it. And yeah, see you later.